Hey guys, David Game Reviews here, and you might be wondering why I'm doing a third rambling video in a row. Well, this is more of a serious topic, and also, it's largely being discussed with a lot of other YouTubers, and, I need to get that YouTube revenue. Also, sorry if my microphone sounds like complete garbage, but I'm actually having to use my laptop to make this video because I'm traveling right now and I don't have an access to any good microphone, so I'm forced to do this. Now, I would have just usually waited to make a video like this, but the thing is that I think I would like to get this video out as soon as possible because it's an urgent video to get out. So earlier today, YouTube released its new terms of service. Now, it's not that, uncommon to see a new terms of service released or an old one updated because they do it regularly, and normally it's not that big of a deal. They don't add that big things, but this time is a little bit different. So some of you might have noticed or heard about some YouTubers having removed monetization from their videos by YouTube. So this is kind of an explanation for that, since YouTube, this morning updated their terms of service. So what they added is this new section called Advertiser Friendly Content Guidelines. Now this just sounds amazing. So basically, they removed monetization from a lot of people's videos because they were not advertiser friendly. So we're going to go over the different things that YouTube considers advertiser friendly, and we're going to talk about each one. So the first category that would make YouTube unmonetize your video is sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. Now this, at least the first part of it, I can kind of get behind because, stuff like that is generally not been allowed on YouTube ever, really, and if it is up, if it's not removed, it's age restricted. And it also helps prevent stuff like clickbaiting, since a lot of people would use something like this to help clickbait their videos to get more views. So I think it's good that they would get rid of monetization on this. But the second part about like sexual humor, I don't really agree with that, since a lot of YouTubers humor is based off of that. I mean, someone like Filthy Frank would get taken down immediately. I don't know if he's been affected yet, but something like his channel would definitely be affected. And who knows, maybe it will be. But I don't really agree with the last part. I mean, the first two parts of that I kind of agree with, but the sexual humor thing, I don't really agree that people who include that in their video should be unmonetized. So the second thing that they say that they will unmonetize your video for is violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. Now again, I can kind of see where they're coming from with this, and I do kind of agree because, shocking and, violent imagery is not really, it's not really should be advertised on, at least in my opinion, because, again, it might be used for clickbaiting or views, and, I don't really think that it should be monetized unless you're playing something like a violent video game or it's some kind of event or it's like news. So for example, like if there's some kind of attack and they show footage from the attack, I don't really think that that should be unmonetized. I mean, obviously, again, there has to be, lines have to be drawn on how much censorship that they can have when it comes to these kinds of rules. So the next one kind of pisses me off, although I shouldn't use that word now from this new TOS thing. Inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. Now, oh my god, I can't get over how stupid this is. So they're basically saying that you cannot use profanity, or you can't basically curse on YouTube anymore. Oh my god. That's so dumb. Like they're trying to make this like a PG-13 site where only kids, and now apparently only toy channels that make stupid gummy bottle things are apparently going to be allowed now. Because I'm guessing at least in English speaking videos, 90% of them have some sort of cursing or profanity or whatever in them, or like vulgar language as they describe it. So they're basically trying to limiting our free speech, and unless you're a freaking toy channel designed for people under the age of like 3 or whatever, I have no idea who actually watches those toy channels. They're really stupid. But I do not agree with this at all. At least this section of it. I just completely don't agree with it. Mainly just because it's limiting free speech for a lot of people and a lot of creators out there who, because a lot of people use that kind of language in their videos. So unmonetizing that would be like a huge threat to people's, livelihoods, because a lot of people's jobs are just on YouTube, and having these strict terms of service can limit like the amount of people that can work on YouTube, and can really mess up some people's livelihood and income. Anyways, let's move on to the fourth one. It says here, promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items. I don't really know what to say about this. This part's really vague because they don't really specify what regulated substances is. Like, they don't really specify it at all. So I don't really know what to say with this one. It's really vague. Like, this whole thing is just so vague. They could have easily put more wording and more explanation for each one of these, and that would have been really helpful, because the communication on this whole implementation thing is just been so poor and so poorly executed that they really need to fix it. But I don't really know what to say on this, just because it's so vague. So we're gonna move on to the next one now. So the last one here is this is the one that drives me up a wall. Okay, this one really gets me pissed off. So the fifth and last thing on this new terms of service update on advertiser friendly content says controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. Oh my god. So they're basically saying that you can't have an opinion anymore. You can't talk about politics or sensitive subjects at all. So people like the Amazing Atheist or Mr. Epstein, I know Mr. Epstein has been affected by this. He got like 50 videos demonetized because of this bullshit thing that they implemented. Oops, I cursed. I guess my video is going to get demonetized now. Oops. But they're basically saying that you can't show footage of anything controversial. So this is like Soviet Union level censorship going on here. They're saying that you can't have opinions, you can't show, footage of anything controversial, and you can't do anything like that. You can't talk about controversial things like politics at all. And I completely disagree. Like, even if I don't in my videos, I don't talk about really anything controversial than video games and how good they are. I mean, that's what all my videos are about, really. But, oh my god. Too many channels are going to be affected by this. I mean, unless it's, like, news-related or something, I cannot get behind this. Because, again, it's so vague. Because it says controversial or sensitive subjects and events. It's just too vague for me to really form a final opinion. But like, this is just censorship, to be honest with you, and I do not like this, because it'll affect too many channels, and it'll just be completely negative. So anyways, my thoughts on this is, it's bad. It's so poorly worded, it's so poorly executed. It's just horrible, and too many channels are going to be affected by it. Like, if you look at the top 100 YouTube channels, which I'm not in right now, by the way, obviously, but it's too many people are being affected. Like, people who don't even break the rules of this are being affected. Like, I watched I Hate Everything's video on this, and the most random videos, like the videos that you wouldn't even expect, were taken down. I think it was like destroying the little panda fighter, where he was like destroying the boxes of like this horrible movie. That is apparently not, for all ages, because they say here that videos have to be accepted for all audiences, and that's stupid, because you have like 3 or 4-year-olds on this website. So now all you're gonna have is like those stupid toy channels that do like surprise eggs and like gummy bottles. Those are like the only people that are gonna be not censored on this website. Like, I think even my videos could be at risk if I was a larger channel, because even some smaller channels are being affected. I have not have any videos demonetized yet. I don't even know if I will, considering my sub count. I'm almost at 500 subscribers, so I wouldn't exactly call my channel big. But like, this is just censorship. This is just awful. It'll silence a lot of content creators, and they're basically saying that you can't have opinions anymore, you can't talk about anything controversial, because then we'll take your video down. And people who have already made like YouTube like their job, like their full-time job, are going to be affected, and they might have to stop making YouTube videos, because on the bottom it says right here, YouTube reserves the right to not monetize a video, as well as suspend monetization features on your channel that repeatedly submit videos violating our policies. So basically, what they're saying here is that if you break these laws repeatedly, they can just completely suspend all monetization on your channel completely. So, this is just awful. Alright guys, so that's my thoughts on the new YouTube TOS. Leave a like if you enjoyed, make sure you subscribe, and get this out, make videos if you have a decent following. Hell, even if you don't have a, somewhat decent following, make noise about this, because we need to get this out to YouTube somehow, so they can fix this bullshit, and hopefully it'll be fixed eventually. I mean, the copyright thing was actually recently fixed, like the content ID system that was so horribly implemented in the beginning. And they actually recently fixed it somewhat. So, that was great. But now they implemented this, and it's getting a lot of videos demonetized. So it's like, they take one step forward for fixing the copyright system, then they take 2 steps back by this censorship, thing that they're adding to the terms of service. My God. Anyway, make sure you like and subscribe, and leave a comment on your thoughts. And next video is definitely going to be another review once I get home with everything, because like I said earlier, I think I said earlier, I'm not sure, but I'm traveling right now, so I had to use my MacBook and my MacBook mic to record this video. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. Go watch other people's videos on it, make videos on it, tweet it, YouTube, whatever you can do to hopefully fix this, or at least get some further explanation or something, just something said by YouTube, because they haven't said anything. Anyways, that's all I really have to say. See you next time. Bye.